Hey, what's up guys and girls, this is Midori, and I'm back with another episode of Drunk Midori. As you can see, winter's finally here.
It's 1,000 leagues from here to the wall, and winter is coming.
Now, this drawing is going to be a 3-hour drawing. It's, as always, as you can see, I'm pretty much starting out just doing the basic skeleton pose. I did that already with the cross in the face. And now I am in the sketch phase, and I'm just measuring out the proportions of his face. So I'm paying attention to his nose, the length of his nose in relationship to his eyebrows. And you know, as you can see, he doesn't have eyebrows, but he does have a brow, a heavy brow, like Super Saiyan Goku 3. And so I'm using that to measure everything that's on his face, including his, his lips, the length of his chin, his butt chin, all the basic proportions of that makes up the Night King's face. This character is a really interesting character. He reminds me of Darth Maul, one of the antagonists in Star Wars Episode 1, and I guess that's why I always liked his design, because Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, favorite antagonists in the Star Wars universe. So when I first saw the Night King, I was like, wait a minute, he looks so similar to him. He's like a ice version of Maul, but yeah. So as you can see now in the stage I am in the drawing, I'm in the phase 2 stage, which is where I start to do the basic outline of the character with a Copic multi-liner. As you can see, I'm just going over his lips, his nose. I'm using a thinner multi-liner for the inside of his face, if that makes sense. So a lot of the inner portions that are where you see a lot of the small little wrinkles and stuff like that, I'm using a thinner line there. And on the outside, I'm pretty much using a thicker line for the outside shadowing. Also, another technique that I'm using in this drawing is that I'm using hatching in this drawing, which I'm doing vertical parallel lines going in one direction to show or give an impression of layer and depth and shadow without having to put heavy inking down just yet. Okay guys, if you're interested, now I'm going into a little backstory of the Night King. Now for a little backstory on the Night King. The Night King was a first man who was captured by a tribe of children of the forest. Leaf, who was among the group, pressed a dragon glass dagger into his chest, causing his eyes to turn blue and turning him into the first of the White Walkers. Thousands of years later, Leaf tells Bran Stark that her people created the White Walkers to defend themselves when Westeros was invaded by the First Man, who were cutting their sacred trees down and slaughtering the children of the forest. However, the White Walkers soon turned on their creators and began what was known as the Long Night. Though the Long Night ended upon the First Man and the children's victory in the War for the Dawn, the Night King survived and retreated with the rest of his forces to the land of Always Winter, where they hid as they faded into legend and obscurity. The Night King is a legendary figure known by name among at least some noble houses in the north. Now, some facts about the Night King. He was actually on the Night's Watch. This is pretty much, the TV show and the book is a little bit different. Now, on the Game of Thrones TV show, the Night King doesn't seem to have earthly ties to the Night Watch, at least yet. In the Song of Fire and Ice series, Martin makes it clear that the creature was once the 13th Lord Commander of the Night Watch, which is a very interesting detail that, like so many others dropped over the years, could lead to a bigger connection. Now, another fun fact about the Night King is he's not tied to the Children of the Forest. In the trademark dramatic twist, HBO gave the Night King a much more important origin story than the one he's got in Martin's novels. There's a fantastic scene where Bran experienced a vision of one of the first men receiving a shard of dragon glass to the heart, courtesy of the children of the forest, which led to the creation of a White Walker to protect them in their war. However, in the books, there's no mention of this origin during the Age of Heroes. There was actually already a peace treaty in existence between the children of the forest and the first man. So there's nothing to tie his creations to the children. And that's pretty much it for the Night King. As you can see, guys, this drawing is coming to an end. It's pretty much finished. Thank you guys and girls once again for joining me. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I make new drawings each week. As for what's next, I'm not sure what I will be doing next. It could be a plethora of different characters. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll check you guys and girls later. Midori out.
Drakari.